Okay, so this is quick notes on Urien, Season 3 Urien. Overall, from Season 2, they nerfed Urien pretty much across the board. But he's still a viable character, he's still really good. Just a lot of things you have to change about his gameplay. So we're going to go over some of the nerfs and some of the options you could do differently. So the nerf that everybody's talking about is his stand fierce. You can no longer dash up crouching fierce after this. This is a pretty big deal, so I'm gonna have him block after this. It's a pretty big deal because a lot of people like to abuse this. You can't do this anymore, no matter the range. The reason why they did this, I believe, is to kind of eliminate Urien players from just doing this, spamming it, hoping to catch it. If you fish with Urien's crush counter, it's actually really worth it, because you get 315 damage, I think it was. You get like 300 and something damage off of this, you know, in Season 2. So of course they're gonna stop that. I kind of saw that coming. But the option that you could do now is actually pretty strong as well. Almost from any range, you can dash up crouching strong. And this is pretty good because then you confirm that into headbutt. Oops. That's really good because anytime you get this, anytime you get a headbutt, you can whiff a headbutt and catch their wake up. So I have Ryu set to wake up jab here, quick rise, wake up jab. So if I can hit a dangerous headbutt, heavy dangerous headbutt, whiff a light headbutt, my stand strong will beat his 3-framer clean. So for example, I counter hit confirm and I get really good damage there. And if they back rise, I just whip the medium headbutt and I get really good damage there as well. So overall the options are still there. The other thing you could do is if you get a point blank fierce, you can actually micro walk into crouching fierce, but I'm not that good at this combo yet. So that option still works. And of course if you get a fully charged fierce, then the original combo still works. So that's something that's good to note. And one way you can tell, and one thing that you could do from there is if the opponent doesn't know recovery. Let's say the opponent doesn't recover. There I can get a fully charged fierce, and that'll beat any 3-frame normal. So it's a pretty good move. Overall, I agree with the fierce nerf. It's not that big of a deal in my opinion. I think it was too abusable, especially taking advantage of the priority system in Street Fighter V. So I agree with that change. Plus you can still get really good Oki and still get pretty decent damage. I mean, this combo here, I mean, that's 270 damage. That's really good. That's a chunk of damage there. So overall, I agree with that change. Now the nerf that hurt me the most was the nerf to this. This hurt me significantly. So they lowered the hit advantage from 5 frames to 4 frames. So a lot of people think, oh, why does that hurt? Well, this, of course, you can't link crouching fierce, which I never really used to do, but now because of this nerf, you can no longer link stand strong after a counter hit crouching jab, which is horrible for me, because I used to kind of autopilot this block string right here. That used to be kind of my block pressure string, and if I would dash up, sometimes I would get the counter hit confirm. So let's take this off, and that used to combo. So them taking that out really hurt me. I find myself doing this a lot. Overall, this block string was so good. It was such a good counter hit confirm. It was really easy to do. Even if they blocked it, you could just do this and you would be safe. You'd be at a distance here where it's super safe. You could crush counter fish with your fierce here. You'd be in range to throw another strong out, and a lot of times you would clip them. So them taking this out really hurt me, and I played a couple casual matches and I still find myself doing this you know, a lot, and this is the thing that hurt me the most. So the new option here is you have to do crouching jab into crouching strong. The issue with that is if they block that, if they block the crouching strong, you're now at 0, so you give up your pressure here. With Urien, his pressure was already kind of weak, especially if opposing players knew Urien's frame data. They knew when to interrupt. You know, his frame traps were pretty weak to begin with, so this nerf hurt him a lot. Now if you get a counter hit confirm on the crouching jab, the new combo is that, but it doesn't work if they're crouching, obviously. So you're either gonna have to do a light chariot tackle, or you're gonna have to spin the bar to get knocked down. Really bad. I really don't like that. Oh, one note that I forgot to mention about the fierce. The reason why it doesn't hurt him that bad is because this actually stands for you up, as you can see there. So this works all the time after a fierce. Oops. That's a good example of the range not being where it should be. Anyway, so that hurt him a lot. Oh, also, because of the frame data change on a hit for this, that means that his headbutt loops are gone, which is kind of sad. What's a setup? What's a setup? Here's a setup. Oops. You can see that doesn't combo anymore. The other good one is this one. You can see that doesn't combo anymore either. So them taking out the headbutt loops was really sad. It was kind of the way to style on somebody, and if you're really feeling yourself. Plus it did a shit ton of damage. That setup that I just did off of back throw, it would finish with like close to 400 damage. 399 I think was the damage. It's really good. So them taking that out is kind of sad, but it's not, you don't really need that. The other nerf is the quarrel punch. This is actually something that not a lot of people are talking about. Because they added 2 frames of recovery on it, the total animations have changed, and I don't know why, but it feels like they increased the pushback on a airborne opponent. So I can't really get that setup anymore, and the reason why I say that is because this thing used to work where I could dash under and it'd be like a kind of a semi-ambiguous cross up or cross under. It wasn't a real cross up because they could mash out, but just the fact that this doesn't work anymore, and it was kind of a thing that a lot of Urien players would go for. It's kind of sad that that doesn't work anymore, and that showcases how much the quarrel punch has changed. It also changes some of his aegis reflector setups. So one of my favorite setups that I like to do is when they bounce off is the meterless setup. So this setup right here. And you used to be able to cross under really easy. It's still possible, but it's really difficult now. There we go. I don't even think you can hit the stand strong meaty anymore after this setup. Maybe I'm just mistiming it. But overall, the Quarrel Punch just seemed a little bit nerfed. It's not too big of a deal. It's easier to whiff punish, which is a nerf, but it's still a pretty viable move. But I think that they kind of took away some of his mix-up potential because of that.